The news of awesome begins now.
Good evening, this is Henry Chisholm for CSB News. Tonight, a completely natural skincare treatment and a community comes together to spread some holiday cheer. But first in Seymour, the boys basketball team is getting ready for a new season. Coach Joe Carafiello has been working countless hours as his team pours blood, sweat, and tears to get ready for the season. The Wildcats are coming off a 2-18 season that left a horrible taste in their mouth. Carafiello wants his team to see that basketball can still be fun and that they are a team capable of winning. With the returning of some key players and with the hunger to win, Carafiello feels both he and the team have a turnaround on their hands if they continue to remain positive.
I mean, it is hard in that, coming every day and you're not winning many games. There's a tendency on teams to just, maybe not practice as hard or kind of give up. But they've never done that, whether I've had good years or bad years. Campus visits, phone calls with coaches, letters from coaches, it all gets stressful. However, for 3 local girl basketball players, the college recruiting process has been worth it. For seniors Tanea Atkinson, Tania McLaughlin, and Missy Bailey, the road to college basketball was not just paved with 20-point games and all-state team selections. These 3 young ladies had to work, and that was in every aspect.
You got to write back to coaches. You got to visit coaches. You got to talk to coaches. You got to do your work. You got to stay on your business. Atkinson, who attends Career High School in New Haven, got all-state honors last year. Temple University in Pennsylvania offered her a full scholarship. She accepted. I went for it, and Temple was my choice. I love it down there. Bailey was New Haven registered All-Area last season, and she led her team to the playoffs. But for a while, not many colleges were courting the scrappy point guard.
I was getting nervous, so I was I didn't know what to do really, so I just kind of played through my AAU season. She says when Franklin Pierce University came calling, she was more than willing to answer. I got actually a call from the Franklin Pierce coach, and she right there just offered me a scholarship on the spot. The same holds true for McLaughlin, the point guard at Foreign High School in Milford. She's headed to Division II Assumption College.
The team was nice, the coaches were nice, it was a small school, and my parents could still come to all of my games, and that was a big choice.
And with all the work these girls put in just to get to college, you got to imagine that their college careers are going to run pretty smooth once they get there. From New Haven, CSB Stratford, I'm Henry Chisholm. Foreign High School girls basketball wants some respect. Find out why after this. Nope. Negative. Not today. You shouldn't have had that sports drink, man. Don't you know sports drinks can contain up to 30 grams of sugar? You might as well just drink a soda. Instead, drink some water. No sugar, all energy. Now that's more like it. So remember, drink water, not sports drinks.
Do you like movies, music, video games? Are you unsure of which movie to spend your hard-earned dollars on at the theater this weekend, which video game to pick up at the store, or which album to download? Well, if you are, you don't want to listen to critics on TV or whoever writes in your local newspaper. Head on over to Kev Rock Films on YouTube, where I'll be reviewing movies, video games, and music weekly. I'm not a critic, I'm just a fan like yourself. So forget those tough critics. Come hang with me, Kevin Savo, on my YouTube channel, Kev Rock Films. That's youtube.com/Kev Rock Films. For entertainment lovers like you and me, who just can't trust the critics.
When you think about elite high school girls basketball, Foreign High in Milford may not come to mind. However, with 2 top players and some experience, the Lions are hoping to change that this season. Foreign coach Scott Nails is optimistic thanks to All-State center sophomore Taylor Sabalos and Assumption College-bound senior point guard Tania McLaughlin. And with good reason, the Lions advanced in the Southern Connecticut Conference Tournament for the first time in school history last season, and Nails and McLaughlin see bigger things in Foreign's future.
Having an All-State center in our freshman year, Taylor, and then also having Tania's leadership, we had a great year.
Speed and having a freshman who went all-state, everybody's like, oh, we got to stop her, but we have new things this year, and nobody's going to stop.
Have you ever wondered who's behind TV's most popular voices? We talked to TV voiceover artist Joe Cipriano, who's coming out with a new book.
Here at 1249 Wine Bar in Waterbury, I caught up with one of the top voiceover talents in the industry, Joe Cipriano, who's returned to his hometown for one last stop on his current book tour.
It's called Living on Air, Adventures in Broadcasting. And, you know, I call it my love letter to radio. And I wanted to tell stories about how I came up in radio. And I started as a 14-year-old kid calling my local DJ in Waterbury, Connecticut. And I happened to hit upon a guy who really had a heart of gold. And he invited me to the radio station, which was probably the biggest thrill of my life. And I got to see what radio was like. And then he said to me, you know, I'm the music director here. Why don't you come down on Saturdays and help me file records, and I'll let you go into the studio and you can, you know, learn how to do radio. And that's what started my career. And so I owe a lot of that to him and also these other mentors that I met along the way.
Cipriano received a warm welcome home from old friends and fans alike who commended him for his accomplishments in the industry and also for his success with the new book.
It was a little overwhelming, actually. I didn't expect it to be this emotional and this welcoming.
And here's what advice he had for up-and-coming broadcasters.
Always believe in yourself. Never give up, because there will be plenty of times when you're down. And when you're down, that's when you have to redouble your efforts. And just always believe in your skills and gain that confidence that you can do it.
Always great catching up with Joe Cipriano. At 1249 Wine Bar in Waterbury, I'm Kevin Savo with CSB News.
In Bridgeport, at a church called City Harvest Ministries, there are some changes taking place that includes new construction. Here's Jeremy McCain with the story.
On 499 Washington Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut, a lot of changes have been taking place at City Harvest Ministries. With a new pastor and different kinds of construction, the what used to be funeral home is now becoming a more attractive place of worship. We got some feedback on the change that has been taking place.
I feel like we're moving forward and everything is up to date now.
I feel excited. It's going to be something wonderful. Can't wait.
But in spite of all the changes, they are still faced with permit problems and a lot of work still to be done. With a lack of workers, the process seems to be moving slower.
If everybody would get in one mind and one accord and actually come here on maybe a weekend, this will be done no time.
There's no uncertainty. It's going to be done February 2014.
In comparison to how things were as far as the building before to how it is now,
the difference is we were kind of a little bit outdated.
And now it looks amazing and all colorful and nice.
It has definition, it feels bright, it feels full of energy.
So we're trying to get it up so where it could be pleasant for the whole community. So we're making it where you feel you're welcome here, where you feel that it's nice enough you could bring any of your family, friends, co-workers, the mayor, the governor, and also have the presence of God.
So with everything that needs to be done here at City Harvest Ministries, they still have great hopes for the future. It's just going to take many hands and many people to help out and pitch in for this work to be complete. My name is Jeremy McCain with CBS News.
In New Haven, we went and checked out a building where artists can rent space. One of the most important aspects of any artist is their space. A workspace is a crucial part to every artist's survival, whether it be a musician, painter, sculptor, or woodworker. They all need a place to create undisturbed. Located in one of the toughest neighborhoods in New Haven, the professional building at 91 Shelton Ave is an old chemical factory converted into spaces for artists of all types to create and store their work.
Space is really necessary because an artist needs to see what they're working on from a distance as well as up close.
I think the key is figuring out how much space you need and then deciding that that space is sacred and it's only a studio.
Before you throw out that old dusty box of records, don't. They may be worth big money. Coming up, we'll tell you about the recent vinyl resurgence.
That last carrot is mine.
Sometimes you can't afford to have your eyes dry out. Fish eye. You'll never need to blink again. This product has not yet been evaluated by the FDA. Should you start to form gills, scales, or find it difficult breathing in air, consult your doctor immediately.
Introducing the McCains, a gospel group who is in the process of recording their 4th album in their very own home studio. Check them out on their website, www.themccains.com. or on Twitter and Facebook at The McCains, MCKAINS. The McCains, bringing you awesome music and inspiration to make it through another day. Have copyright restrictions on the internet gone too far? New laws have some folks saying they have. New copyright laws have been set into play on the internet this week. Video game fanatics who post footage from their favorite video games on YouTube may find that their content is being deleted on command if copyright infringement is detected. Now, gamers on YouTube
I post
are voicing
videos
their
of me
opinion.
playing Grand Theft Auto online, and now all of a sudden developers are taking it down just because they think that it's copywritten. Like, dude, what gives them the right to take down my videos? It has nothing. It's not like I'm giving them the ability to play the game. It's like they're just doing it.
Video game companies are weighing in on all of this, saying they have not personally issued these takedown notices. Whether or not these new laws are here to stay remains to be seen. Do you have old records? Because vinyl's making a huge comeback.
That warm, familiar crackle, the outlandish cover art, a tiny needle producing a huge symphony of sound. Vinyl records, a relic and a reminder of a time long before the digital age of music listening and buying. With the compact disc boom of the late 1980s, vinyl virtually disappeared from the commercial marketplace altogether. But over the last few years, it has been making a big comeback among many younger music fans, longing for more of a physical document of their favorite artists or groups.
For some people, it's just more about the music and having the music on vinyl. Like, if they like the album, like, listen, you could have the music for free. If you really wanted to, you could download it, you know, but there's something about having the article, the real article.
With the increase in vinyl sales, there has been a renaissance in small music shops across the country. One such store in Hamden, Connecticut is Replay Records, a shop filled floor to ceiling with new and used vinyl. Most of its employees are also hardcore collectors, taking their pay in albums and possessing a vast knowledge of anything vinyl and music related. And the reason most collectors arrived at vinyl? The low prices of used records.
There's been a big resurgence in vinyl, and I think that could be attributed to young people sort of picking up vinyl and getting into the hobby of collecting.
This year, with vinyl record sales hitting their highest point since 1997, it seems safe to say that record collecting and the vinyl phenomenon lately will continue on and most likely increase in the coming years. In Hamden, Connecticut, this is Sean Bowen for CSB News.
Looking for an all-natural skincare treatment that's right for you? Recently, Nature's Way Health Foods in Stratford invited Ayurvedic skincare specialist Allison Beal to talk about skincare based on the practice of Ayurveda, the traditional medicine used in India. Now, Ayurveda takes a more natural and holistic approach to skincare. Beal speaks on focusing on 3 doshas, the central concept of Ayurvedic medicine. Knowing which dosha you lean more towards helps to determine the regimen that works best for you.
When it was first brought to our attention that there was an Ayurvedic product, the owner of the store and I went to the actual location where they make the products. We researched it, and we determined that that was something that's in sync with what the purpose of the health food store is. And so we decided to give it a try.
Chatfield and Lepresti, 2 elementary schools, 1 agenda. Teach our youth in order to provide a positive future. But what happens when these schools decide to combine into one larger one? Well, for starters, an old school is left behind.
Lepresti Elementary School currently remains sitting on the corner of Maple Street and Seymour, abandoned. Former students, employees, and current residents are taking notice.
I remember back in the day, it used to be like full of kids. And like I had all these memories now just like sitting there with like nothing going on. In the front, there's kindergarten to 5th grade boxes, and everyone used to line up. And in the morning when I drive by, there's no one there now.
The idea of an abandoned school wasn't the only problem residents had. Most of them didn't want to see the schools combined in the first place.
I wasn't one for it because I like the idea of having a neighborhood school.
I don't really like the idea because our town's not that big, but for a morning commute or afternoon commute, the kids are on the opposite side of where they used to go to Lepresti, have to travel farther now to go to Chatfield. So I'm not a big fan of it.
Even though there's been some disappointment in Seymour, the abandoned Lepresti leaves great opportunity for new businesses. Residents have their own opinion on what they would like to see the building become.
It should become a like something for the town. Like they should use the gym for basketball courts for rec for kids. They should maybe put a pool in there.
I like to see it turn into a rec center for the kids because the gym's not being used now.
Well, in our town we don't have that much medical buildings, so I think like since it has like 3 floors, you can do like have dentistry and medical and stuff like that. There's a cafeteria on the 4th floor, so you don't have to change that. It can be like more of like a community, like kind of like a hospital. They have a cafeteria there.
One thing's for certain, it's in the town's hands now. CSB News, Seymour, Connecticut, I'm Kristen Greco.
Coming up, a community comes together to spread some holiday cheer.
Imagine a drink so powerful, so warm, and yet so cool that it can transport you to the heart of summer. A drink that calls your name. Alyssa. Alyssa.
Alyssa. Alyssa. What are you doing?
Summer in a cup. The only drink that brings you summer.
Are you so tired you just can't wait for the slow drip of your morning coffee? Do you pour a cup of straight grinds just to crack those bleary eyes? Then the IV Cafe is for you. Straight black coffee and a handy intravenous drip. Just press the button as you awake and feel the caffeine surge through your veins, blowing up your lifeless body. Just hook up the tubes after that long night of hard drinking, and the timed drip of hot coffee will jolt you rapidly out of bed. The IV Cafe, available at all fine retail outlets. They cause heart attack, stroke, advanced hair growth in women, man boobs. Not approved by the FDA or any sane person.
Last-minute Christmas shoppers are shopping all around the world. Were you one of them? Around this time of the year, it gets pretty crazy for shoppers. Last-minute shopping usually results in leftovers and long lines. The hassle to get gifts for family and loved ones can be stressful for some folks. Despite all that, for some reason, it seems to be the most crowded in stores and malls right before Christmas time.
I don't regret it. It's got to get done. So you got to do what you got to do to be a family and loved one. So
last minute shopping has been rough. A lot of people in the mall, real hectic. This is one of the best previous times of the year, though. One of the best season of giving. So you know how that goes. It's worth it. There's a lot of sales around this time.
The holidays are a time to come together and be festive. And what better way to do that than with a holiday concert? Here's Lewis Kwok with the Stratford Community Concert Band at their annual holiday concert.
Hi, Lewis Kwok here for CSB News, reporting on location at the Square One Theater in Stratford, Connecticut, where in just a few moments the Stratford Community Concert Band will be playing their annual holiday concert. The band first started back in 1961 with one very simple objective.
Most of us played in high school or college. But once we graduate and go into the working world, there really is no place for us to play if we're not professional level. But a community band is all-encompassing. You know, we play nice music, music that's fun to play, and people like to hear.
Ever since they began, the size of the band has grown to over 40 members, consisting of musicians of all ages and skill levels.
The nice thing about the community band is that everybody's welcome. Anybody who enjoys playing an instrument is welcome to come. There are no auditions and no fees.
I used to teach composition and arranging, so one of the things this band has allowed me to do is to write the music, which makes me very happy, of course. I'm very proud of this band. It has excellent balance, good players in every section. I never worry about anything.
From all of us in the November 2013 day class here at CSB, thank you for joining us on our journey. This has been CSB News in Stratford. Thanks for watching.